and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At this time, I'm going to ask Principal Riley to come up and update the committee regarding the Marlborough High School graduation ceremony and other senior activities.
Hi, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening.
For inviting me tonight to talk about graduation. No visual presentation, so I apologize. You do have hard copies of the presentation in front of you. It is a similar format to what we used last year. So as I walk you through this, congratulations to the class of 2023 and what's coming up over the next few weeks. Certainly an exciting time. So we are going to be back outside at Noble Field behind the Whitcomb Middle School. It's a wonderful venue. We've had a lot of luck with that since we changed the whole program of graduation during COVID. For those of you who remember, we were one of the few districts that actually held a graduation right after the school year ended that year. We're very proud of that. And the format at Noble has kind of stuck with us, and the students and the community have been very happy with that venue, so we're continuing it there. Some of the details, so similar to last year, we are on for the first Sunday in June, which is June 4th, and we're going to be beginning at 11 a.m. Rain delays are always a little tricky with outdoor venues because we're renting those gigantic tents that you're so used to seeing. And so making decisions about when to have a rain-delayed graduation will have to really take place the week of when we see what's coming. Hopefully it's not anything so substantial that we have to think about canceling for the entire weekend, but that we can make some moves within that weekend. It's a single ceremony, obviously, again, same as last year. Same seating capacity that we had last year. We are really stretching it as much as we can. Graduates have 4 tickets apiece. And of course, we always get requests from families that we try to work our best with in terms of additional guests that need to come. We will be open-minded, but we're starting with 4. We know we have the capacity for everybody to have 4, so that's always our starting point. Full graduation agenda, honorable guests, speeches, live performances by our MHS musicians and our groups. Free photography, again, for all graduates. Again, a continuation of what we started doing during COVID. It's worked out well, so we're going to keep that in place. Call that one of those COVID positives, right? The good things that came out of COVID. This was our ceremony was one of them. So senior activities leading up to that particular day, Tuesday, collection of obligations, caps and gowns. Wednesday, Thursday, we get into our celebratory activities with the breakfast, rehearsal. Thursday, again, rehearsal, our graduation walk. We have a little bit of a different format that we put together this year. We're going to start at Goodnow School, walk by the Goodnow School on our way to rehearsal, head up to Whitcomb, do our rehearsal at Noble Field. Then we're going to go through Whitcomb and do our graduation walk, and then we're heading to the other 3 elementary schools. That was a big point of feedback, is our teachers have sort of been spread throughout the 4 schools now, so some of the teachers that our students have had aren't necessarily still at the school that they went to. And then, of course, Friday night, senior prom, followed by the all-nighter. At the senior prom is at Union Station this year, and the all-nighter is once again at the Wayside Swim and Racket Club. That's what I have for you. Do you have any questions on the graduation ceremony or?
Questions from the committee? Any questions from the committee? Mrs. Hennessy?
Thank you. So I know you mentioned about the 4 tickets. If there are some families that up front have any concerns, knowing that, I don't know, they, within their own immediate family already need like 5 or 6, is there a process that you'd put in place about them trying to contact someone directly to, at minimum, let you know? Because then there might be other families that know that they have less, and you know there could be some ticket swapping, if you will. I'm just curious if there's a process in place for something like that.
We're going to partner with StubHub this year. And the tickets can be exchanged via that avenue. Not Ticketmaster.
Can we charge a 20% premium?
We don't really tend to facilitate too much of that. I think every year we've gone through this and we've come out on the right end of taking care of families in terms of their needs. We try to make sure it's equitable. So facilitating that it gets a little bit complicated between families, between students. We've had exchanges in the past that we've helped facilitate where the students and the families have come back and said, wait, no, we needed those tickets. So we've learned from those experiences too. So we start everybody with 4. If there is additional seating capacity, then we'll usually use that reserve for families that need more. We'll usually say, okay, we have 200 extra tickets. First come, first serve, everybody gets 1 or 2. So we try to do the best we can working with families. And it's worked out over the years. I don't think any families have been tremendously disappointed with what we've been able to provide. So we'll do that again this year.
Bonehead, Jeff.
Is there some capacity for the screens that have the information about the students?
So
Like
we
used to have inside?
So we switched that over to the live stream. We have a budget for graduation.
Yeah.
And we spend every dime of that budget. The screens, the outdoor technology to do something like that would really add quite a bit to the graduation ceremony's budget. So we haven't completely explored doing that.
Okay. I know it's on the live stream, and then you have the video on the website so people can watch it afterwards.
The other issue that we run into is even with the sound equipment, we have to pay extra in order to make sure that that can be weatherized, that if it were to rain even a little bit. So if you start bringing in screens and stuff like that, I would imagine that whatever vendor does that is going to need to also add an additional cost for that in the event that it even rains just a little bit on those screens. I'm sure it's not good.
Probably not. No, I get it.
But we are going to have on the live stream, again, the live scroll when a student crosses the stage. It'll have their accomplishments as they walk across the stage, scrolling across the bottom of the live stream. And that, of course, will be available forever for families to look at.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Hennessy.
One other one, just to make sure, we're not doing away, though, with the physical brochure. Okay, I'm just asking, sorry.
In fact, we
Came in,
have
just
some
wanna make
nice
sure.
tweaks to that this year that I think will help some of our accomplishments really stand out.
Yep.
If, for those of you all of you are familiar with it, and we've technically used every single symbol available to mankind to denote different accomplishments. We have a different format in the book this year that I think looks a lot more professional.
Thank you.
Sure.
We're good. Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Look forward to
Thank you.
seeing you at
Thank you for
graduation.
coming.
Put the order in for the nice
Good
weather.
weather.
Nice weather, that's right.
We've been very lucky.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I did attach the Aspet Valley Collaborative FY24 approved rates to my report. I didn't know if there was any questions about that. No? No?
14%.
Yeah. I've been trying to put a little space. Later on this month, there will be a superintendent's coffee or tea, the second scheduled coffee and tea. I'm emailing all parents and guardians later this week to join me and members of my leadership team for an informal discussion on the Marlborough Public Schools. We have scheduled a 10 a.m. morning coffee and a 4 p.m. afternoon tea on May 30th. We try to schedule it twice in the same day, so hopefully many parents can join us for those discussions. And parents and guardians are invited to attend one of these open sessions, and we'll ask parents and guardians to RSVP because we like to have coffee and tea and some snacks. We had scones last time, and they were delicious. So be on the lookout for that. And thank you. That's my report.
Thank you very much. Dr. Scarza.
All right, thank you, Mayor Vigent. I have a brief update for the committee tonight. It is in regard to the grade 6 through 10 Tier 1 Literacy Core. And as you know, we have been piloting different core curriculum programs at Whitcomb and the high school. And after piloting 3 resources for English language arts in grades 6 through 10, Dr. Reyes and I have identified Into Literature as the Tier 1 core program for literacy in grades 6 through 10. Dr. Reyes is under the weather. He was going to join me tonight, but is unable to do so. But he will be able to help out with any questions that you might have that I might not be able to answer tonight. So Into Literature is a Houghton Mifflin Harcourt product, and introducing Into Literature at the secondary level will provide students with consistency and continuity with ELA instruction from kindergarten all the way up to grade 10, as kindergarten through grade 5 will be using the Into Reading program. We will be completely aligned with content and technology with this as our ELA core. And furthermore, Into Literature uses the same platform that Into Math uses at the secondary level, which will allow for even more increased uniformity. Our next steps will be outlining a professional development plan and establishing a roadmap with the New Teacher Project, TNTP. Representatives from TNTP were actually on a site visit at Whitcomb Middle School and the high school today with Dr. Reyes, and through the Growing Literacy Equity Across Massachusetts, otherwise known as GLEAM grant, that we were awarded. So funds from that GLEAM grant are going to offset some of the costs of the professional development and the materials themselves. More information will be coming regarding the materials order and planning for the implementation in the fall, and it should be mentioned that HMH has purchased the Northwest Evaluation Association, otherwise known as NWEA. That's the universal screener that we use, organization, and a clear line of connection between the two will allow for us to use student assessment data more efficiently. I will be working with the content supervisors on these aspects as we move forward. There were 3 categories that we used to help make an informed decision. Part of the process was to gather feedback from students and teachers, as well as examine student work samples. Thank you to all the ELA teachers who piloted the programs this school year and provided us with feedback on each. Dr. Reyes, as I mentioned, is not able to join me tonight, but I can reach out to him in the upcoming days if there are questions that I cannot answer tonight. And then finally, I have a student recognition as part of my report tonight. 8th grader Yasmin Mukhtar, a former Richer School student, was invited by Judge Spring of the Marlborough District Court to read an essay as part of a Law Day 2023 event on May 5th, 2023. She responded to the question, why is it important to our democracy for both government officials and private citizens to be civil to one another? I had an opportunity to bump into Yasmin in the hallway the other day. I asked her how she thought it went. She said it went really well, and Mr. Kaya got a ton of pictures. So I think she was pleased with her presentation. Happy to answer any questions that the committee might have.
So I happened to be there that day. And it was a little difficult for her to get it out, but once she started, she did a fantastic job. I mean, she was a little nervous getting up there, but she did a real good job. And I asked her if she would come to the committee and read her essay. So if you could reach out to her and get her at one of the next couple meetings, that'd be great. She really did a great job, and I know the judge was pretty impressed, so it was great to be there. Any questions? Ms. Bodenhenge?
I had 2 questions, but one was that question. So my second question, though, is, it's not really a question, it's just kind of a, HMH purchased the screening tool that we have. We get charged to use that testing, right? If we buy into all of their, I mean, now we're going K to 10, shelling out a lot of money for this company. Are we still going to get billed to use their screening tool?
So it's most likely going to be, my understanding is, separate divisions. The way that school textbook companies are now merging is they're all becoming gigantic companies. Scholastic, who's I think is also a division of HMH these days. There's only a few major companies, or they're selling off pieces. Pearson sold off their textbook section, but they've kept other sections.
Didn't Pearson own Park?
Yes, yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of conflicts that go on here,
Yeah,
and
too,
it's
yeah.
a little.
The NWEA, though, is a norm referenced, so it's research-based. They have their own criteria, and it's reviewed on a national level, so that would be. But it's something that we will be looking at. Also, one of the things that they used to sell us is that part of their platform also has assessments in it. So we have to look for redundancy and ways to save money that way as well.
Thank you.
Other questions? Oh, there she is. How you doing?
I'm good. It's not a question, but I just wanted to add, I was on the student panel today for the new program, which was really interesting and a cool opportunity. And yeah, it was really chill, but I liked giving my feedback on the program and kind of like just what I wish I had in my ELA courses going throughout school
Great.
year.
Thank you. Thank you, Jess.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, what did they just show you questions or
It was
topics?
it was like an interview, but very like informal. So like it was me, Risha was there, and a couple other kids, and the lady asked us what we were interested in, like what our favorite classes were, and like maybe things that we liked about the school in general. And then she also asked like maybe what we would have liked to see done differently throughout the curriculum. And I know I said that I wish we read more like physical books, just like starting out sooner, because I feel like not until AP Ling and AP Lit, which are like junior, senior year courses, do we read a lot more and are also expected to bring those books home and read them. And I think a lot of other people agreed with me and were just saying like how important it is to like get that love of reading really early. But yeah, it was fun.
Did they show you any of the assessments?
No, we were only interviewed, and then she was just like writing notes on what we were saying.
Got it. Great. Thank you, and thanks for doing that.
And we do meet with them to kind of debrief the
Yeah.
teacher and student forums and the information that they gathered and how they can help us with the rollout moving forward.
I love the idea that it's going to be contiguous all the way up.
I
It
think it's going to
makes
be
sense.
really helpful to the whole continuity piece and everything kind of having a familiarity to it as they progress through the grade levels.
Yeah.
Question, Ms. Tennessee?
Just hearing what you were saying, I wonder though if we can look at getting student feedback even earlier though than, your senior year. I appreciate from a look back, but it may be helpful even trying to touch in a little bit earlier so there's a little bit more of a trajectory along the way and benchmarks to be able to, see that. And you may be doing that already, but that just kind of hit me as I was hearing you comment.
There was
Sorry.
a middle school panel as well, I think. Just in the email, all the emails I got, there was like a middle school panel and then a high school panel.
That's great.
And there were like seniors, juniors, and sophomores. No freshmen though.
Okay. Thanks.
Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you very much. School committee minutes of April 11th.
Motion to approve.
Motion made and seconded to approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Carries. School committee meetings from April 25th.
Motion to approve.
Motion made and seconded to approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Carries. Thank you very much. Public participation. Any public participation? Jim, unless there's something on the agenda, I'm not going to listen to it.
I'm going to ask for your respect to give me 5 minutes to talk to you committee.
I'll be glad to talk to you after the meeting and I'll be glad to give you 5 minutes, but we're not gonna hear one side of the story tonight, so unless there's something on the agenda, we're not gonna entertain the
Mayor, I've actually
conversation.
given you plenty of opportunity, even 3 weeks ago, to try to discuss this, to avoid the situation
I'll
that
be
we're in
glad
right
to-
now.
Right after the meeting, I'll be glad to meet you outside, and we'll have a discussion about it for your 5 minutes.
So you can't give me 5 minutes? I know you have the right to do it if
No,
you
no.
wish to do it.
We're not gonna entertain it for 2 reasons. One, it's not on the agenda, and two, I'm not gonna hear one side of a story. We're not in the negotiation
I'm not asking to say my side of the story. I'm just asking simple help. That's all I'm asking.
I'll be glad to go outside and talk to you right after the meeting.
I'll be waiting.
All right, thank you. Any other public participation? Action items, FY '24 school calendar.
I guess I'll make a motion to approve the revised calendar that is
Yeah.
submitted. Discussed it already, so.
Yeah.
Motion made and seconded to approve. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Carries. Principal salary range.
The negotiation subcommittee met with the superintendent and some of the administration regarding updating our range for the principals, as it had not been updated. And the negotiation subcommittee is proposing the attached salary ranges and ask a motion to approve them so that Superintendent Murphy can use them for going forward.
Thank you.
Motion made and seconded to approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Carries.
Thank you.
Acceptance of donations and gifts. Global Montello Group, Marlborough High School, $355.
Motion to approve.
Motion made and seconded to approve. All those in favor? Opposed? Carries. Hannaford Supermarket, Richer Elementary School, $68.
Motion to approve.
Motion made and seconded to approve. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Carries. Reports of subcommittees. You got nothing?
I have nothing for tonight, thank you.
Wow, okay. No other reports of subcommittees? Seeing none, members forum. Ms. Hennessy.
I just wanted to say thank you to administration. I had a good time joining you all today for Teacher Appreciation Week. So I look forward to joining you all later in the week to celebrate our staff. And with that, I just wanted to say thank you to all the staff. Had the pleasure of being a part and helping our district out today, and I'm sure I'll be helping later on in the week, but I wanted to say I really appreciate the efforts of everyone within the community and within the district. So, thank you.
Any other members? Ms. Matthews?
I have reviewed the warrant and will sign it. And Madam Superintendent, obviously we are in the midst of something we did not expect to be dealing with. Can you provide us with some information?
Yep. So during the last 2 school committees, we have discussed how important it is to have all of our students in class every single day. I shared that throughout the school year, the leadership team has been reviewing our student attendance data, and our district improvement plan will include specific actions to increase student attendance. As a city and as a district, we are committed to reducing barriers to a high-quality education for all of our students. Sitting here tonight, it is my personal opinion, and only my opinion, that NRT and the Teamsters Local 170 do not share my personal sense of urgency to get this strike settled. This is both frustrating and terrifying to me. I'd like to take a moment to thank Mr. Diaz for the way he has led us all to create a plan to ensure our students are in class. I want to thank all of you and the Marlborough Police Department, as well as all the parents, staff, and community members that have volunteered their time to help so many students attend school so far this week. Each school made adjustments to their arrival and dismissal procedures this morning, and those adjustments seem to have addressed many of Monday morning issues. It is because of all of you, we are happy to report that over 90% of our students attended school today. So thank you. Thank you to everyone, and thank you to the community. That's all I have to say. Thanks.
Any other members?
I just want to one more time reiterate how appreciative I am of all of our staff pulling together. It's wonderful to see, and it doesn't shock me at all because that's what this district has always done under any kind of pressure. We have always pulled together and figured out solutions. And that's a testament right there, hearing that we actually went up in attendance on day 2 and everything went much smoother today. So I cannot reiterate enough my appreciation to everyone for pulling together, and thank you.
Thank you. Any other members? Seeing none.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion made, seconded to adjourn. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you.